We've got questions.
And we want answers.
So I figure a tarot reading.
Let's try that. Welcome back, Tribe. This is the new studio. It's not completely finished yet, but we wanted to welcome you back in 2019.
So we decided to get our tarot cards read, and to be honest, we know nothing about tarot cards.
Not a thing.
Straight up, I've only seen them on like movies.
Yeah, only
They
on
look
movies.
cool.
Or from 6th grade and Miss Cleo coming on the television.
Freaking Miss Cleo.
So we met up with our friend Will down in Salt Lake, and this is how it went.
Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo. That's the only thing that I know
Remember Miss Cleo.
about any of this. So please tell us, like, what is tarot? Who is it for?
It's very mysterious. There's all this kind of like hidden knowledge about it. But basically what tarot is there's 78 different cards that kind of speak to different situations in life. For some people it's this magic thing, and for some people it's all about like symbology and kind of like what it represents for you as you're kind of, looking for answers. So we're taking these kind of external tools along with your own kind of internal impulse and kind of bringing these things together, internal, external.
Why am I sweating?
Because you're
My
afraid
hands
of the
are
future.
sweating.
We wanted to see what this new year has in store for us, and apparently Will had some really good stuff to say.
Yeah, we're on the up and up.
Seems like everybody this year is like, everybody's on the glow up, you know what I mean? Everybody's like leveling up, doing it, so.
Leveling up!
I'm not, if your cards are crazy, don't quote me on that.
Okay. Cam and I both had a 40-minute tarot card reading,
It felt like there was so much information coming and I just wanted more, but it went like quick.
but we wanted to let fate decide who went first.
Do I flip it, catch it, put it in my hand?
No, you let
Yeah.
the table decide.
Let the table decide?
Tails. I go first?
you.
I don't like that. I was really nervous. I really didn't know what to expect. My hands were clammy, but Will walked me right through it.
Whatever way you want to shuffle them, some people want to do it like playing cards, some people want to like mix them all around, like whatever, till you feel like you got your energy
72
in
card
there.
pickup.
Alright, so this first card that comes out will kind of tell us about the current situation, and it'll tell us maybe about your qualities in relation to the question being asked. So this card came out upside down, but this deck, this is called the Wild Unknown, and so in this deck they say that there's not an alternative meaning for the inversions, so to just kind of keep them upright. So what we have here, this is the Nine of Wands. Wands is the fire element, so this is going to be spiritual energy. This is passion and drive, but what the moon here is signifying is that it's time to take a leap of faith, to follow your heart, follow your emotions, follow your intuition, follow your hunch. Take the next step. It doesn't seem like there's a step there, but because of all this hard work you've done, once you take that next step, it's like upgrade. You land on the moon. It's not, you know what I mean? It seems scary. So anytime the moon is out, it's nighttime, it's dark, there's like wolves howling at the moon, that kind of thing. So there's fears. So this isn't just something that's like, tra-la-la, I'm gonna go do it. It is a leap of faith. It means that like you have to kind of trust that that the net will appear. Cool, so that's a great jumping off point. Yeah.
See what he did there? It's a great jumping off point.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that I did that, but yeah.
The first card was a little bit weird, and I didn't exactly know where it was going, but it was reminiscent of last year where I lost my job and decided to make this transition to full-time YouTube. Then he flipped two more cards, and one that was a bad news first card, and then one that showed the positives of it.
I'm gonna
Ford
right side
sword
up.
stabbing a lamb.
Well, actually, they're not stabbing.
They're not. They're
They're
getting ready.
specifically not stabbing. Swords is going to be our air element, which is mental energy, communication, intellect, ideas, expression, talking, blah, 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 words. This is going to be about like a withdrawal or like a retreat or a meditation. We're going to pull the energy inward. Is that the curse that this quality is hiding is that there's no downtime for you right now. Like under the surface of everything, it's like go, go, go. There's no time to be alone. There's no time to kind of like take a step back. There's no time to like, it's just like bam, 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 bam. So follow your hunch or whatever, but like don't exhaust yourself in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
How accurate do you feel that?
That's like been my last year. Holy cow.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sweating even more. These palms are wet.
He's in there.
Like within this moment, it's not time to talk to the committee. It's not time to like, do a focus group or whatever. It's time to just say, this is what we're doing. Wrangle it. Bam. We're going to do this. We're going to make it happen. So when the magician shows up, you know what I mean? Like stuff is popping. You have the ability to kind of wrangle a lot of things at once or whatever. And it's kind of that idea of like, Like nobody's gonna go tell David Copperfield like, oh, you're doing that trick wrong. They're just gonna stand there and be like, whoa, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like if somebody's having an opinion for you, when the magician comes up, it's like, thank you, you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to do whatever I'm trying to do right now.
Okay.
Are you feeling it?
Yeah, I'm feeling it, man. This is cool.
Alrighty, so these next three kind of go down the middle here, and these speak to kind of events that kind of happen as you are starting down this pathway that you're, going towards this ultimate answer or this ultimate goal. The challenge to accept in order to get to the answer. So once we've dealt with this energy, then we've started down the path. This is like our, like our initiation point, like getting going. All right, cool.
Whoa, his eyes just got real
Yeah,
big.
dude.
His reactions,
You
man.
can see this on there, but so this is the sun. This is another of the major arcana. So already we've had the moon come out. We have the sun in the lamp's forehead. We have the sun shining behind the magician, and we have the sun, like, coming up right now. So what this kind of tells me, so the sun is associated with the sign of Leo. This is father. This is
The French toast. Yes, I'm
Shut
a
up.
freaking Leo.
awesome.
I'm sorry,
Leos
you
are the
got
best.
wet.
I'm also a Leo. Like Leos are the
Well,
best.
slow down.
But I mean, the sun also can have a lot of father energy, so this can represent literally like the birth of a child, or like the creation of a person. You know what I mean? Or it can be like the birth of like an energy or an idea, or like this whole new kind of like phase of life. So what this means is that this is like, especially starting here, like we've gone through the nighttime. You know what I mean? Like, and now like the sun is coming up. It's a new day. It's a new moment. We've got a new energy. We've made our way out of the woods. We've made our way out of the dark.
Becoming a father is what led our vlog to take off, which gave us the opportunity to keep YouTube as a full-time job. So that was all just really cool, and it was going really well.
Cool. So this is Two of Pentacles. Pentacles is our earth element, so this is going to be like real world stuff, like I can touch this table. This is how we draw sustenance from the earth, take care of our physical bodies. So Two of Pentacles is often called the juggler. So it's the sense, like you can see the infinity sign there, but it's the sense of like, you have a lot of stuff to keep up in the air. Yeah, I have a lot of hard work, but ultimately I'm going to make it be like fun and games. Like, whoa, I'm juggling this, juggling that. Like, don't let it hit the ground, be doing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so rather than have everything be like, oh, this is terrible, it's like, I got it. So anytime you see the infinity sign, like I didn't mention this earlier with the magician,
Oh, what?
but the infinity sign represents connection to spirit or connection to God, being in divine alignment, being in the right place at the right time, like whatever is that thing. We've kind of dealt with this energy, we've grappled with this, and now we're kind of starting down the path. And then we've been thinking about this the whole time, kind of like absorbing the lesson that brings. And then this next card is the burden to bear to bring the answer. So this is like the sacrifice we have to make or the cross we have to bear. You know, it's the climax of the story.
Oh my Lord.
That's scary looking. Dude, there's blood on that.
You know, blood has been drawn, there's an argument, there's a conflict, there's something. But what the red cord represents around the Three Swords is, this is like, give it some time, give it a breather, give it a moment. It becomes looser, and then we can negotiate without having this more drama, if that makes sense.
Oh boy.
So there's this moment that ultimately, when it comes down to this, it'll be better not to lash out. It'll be better just kind of go, okay, we're just going to wait and see what happens and kind of, see what the moment is.
Who on earth knows what the heck that means, but all I know is I'm not looking forward to when that moment happens. But the next two cards were really reassuring.
All right, so this next card goes here. This is kind of the most straightforward of these cards. This is a task to apply yourself to
Okay.
just do this.
Okay.
All right, cool. So this is the Four of Wands. So Wands is our fire element that we kind of started out with here. Keywords for this card are domestic tranquility, harmony. It's this whole idea of welcome home, happy life, happy wife.
Do your chores. That's the list on your fridge.
That's gonna help. That's gonna help.
Chore list.
Yeah, that's-
So.
Your chore list on
Get
your
your
fridge. It's
chores
gonna
done.
help. It's gonna help keep the harmonious environment, right? This is one of the most positive cards in the deck.
Harmony. Ooh.
A Mother of Cups. This is our Queen of Cups. So Cups is gonna be our water element, which has to do with emotions and love and friendship and affinity and like good feelings, all that good stuff. And I think of the phrase, my cup runneth over. She basically has this great emotional depth. Like the waters for her run deep. You know what I mean? So it's this whole idea of, they talk about she can see visions within her cup. So she uses her kind of emotional maturity to kind of see beyond the surface of like what is just on the surface. You know what I mean? So basically she knows things because she feels it. But swans can be very aggressive. That long neck can be like, you know, bam. Like if somebody comes after them, like they'll come after you. You know what I mean?
I had a 3-year grudge with a swan over at Layton Park.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump on a limb and say that this is your wife.
Yes.
Oh, look at that! You're
So
a
like,
goose.
this is like, listen to her. She is wise. She knows things.
Dang.
She's like, yeah.
I know. I know.
Dang.
She knows a lot. She knows way more than me.
Are you a water
Watch
sign?
out! Don't get tangled.
Are you a water sign?
Aquarius.
You're the water bearer. You're an air sign, but you bring the water to the people. You bring the refreshment.
There we go.
Leo and Aquarius.
Dang,
That's
girl.
like, y'all epic. Okay. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Like, you have strong support. You have strong like
Dang.
energy supporting what's going on behind
You feel naked right now?
Dude, a little bit, yeah.
You see right through you.
Dude, I'm so happy I'm wearing a black shirt because I am sweating up a storm up here. Like I would have, like these are wet pits.
Oh my gosh.
These are some wet pits.
That's the next card.
It's like a
Wet pit
wet
cards.
pits.
It's like a well. The next card wasn't a Wetty Pits card. It wasn't.
Wetty pits.
It wasn't even a Wetty Pits card.
Wetty pits.
And the next card wasn't a Sweaty Pits card. It wasn't even close.
Oh, that one's creepy.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Okay, so here's what's up.
Oh no.
This is a moment. Like we're starting out with the 9 and we're ending with the 9. Okay, so this is like
What?
there's these like this here speaks to this. Like okay, so
There's
9
cards.
9 of swords. This is traditionally called night terrors. This has to do with the idea of
Bro.
that we're dealing with something. We're dealing with shadow. We're dealing with intense feelings of guilt or shame or despair, but we're dealing with this intense kind of process that is internal. So, like just like this, it's our nightmares. You know what I mean? This is a very dark card. You know what I mean? This is like very dark.
There's no color in that card.
There's not
Right.
a single drop of color. No.
And so the idea here is that part of the answer has to do with this idea of we have to face the inner kind of turmoil or the inner darkness. And what it's going to be important to do is to reach out and talk to other people. Talk about your feelings. It's important to like reach out and like share what is happening, because if you keep these feelings inside, I always equate this to like a Harry Potter and Voldemort. They're like, don't say his name. And he's like, oh, Voldemort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to give into the fear. You know what I mean? It's this moment. Like, if you say it, if you share it, then it's not something that has power over you anymore. When this card comes up, it's like, yeah, it can be scary and it looks very creepy. It's very daunting. You know what I mean? But within this, you have a lot of things that are working. This leap of faith is going to work. You have the ability, like, look, you're over here doing this energy. You know what I mean? You've got this energy on your side. You have like people surrounding you that bring in like that good energy. So if you're going to go through a moment, or if you're going to have some support, you have support. You have this thing. You have Mother of Cups over here. You know what I mean? But it's about finding that balance.
That is a scary card.
But he's got that shiny leopard power.
He does.
So that last one was a little bit of a trip. It scared me a little bit, but luckily he reassured me that my cards also showed that I'd have the support to help me get through it. I'm not gonna lie. I am like majorly skeptical with anything that has to do with like anything. I'd like to take a step back and kind of take things with a grain of salt. But this is freaking crazy, man.
Dude. See, I'm the same. Like I am skeptical of a lot of these things, but at the same time, being a religious person, I truly believe that there's stuff on this earth that we have access to that we don't understand.
Yeah.
And
That
like,
is
it may
crazy,
not
man.
it may not pertain to like my religious side, but it is still interesting because I think I do feel something's going on.
This is nuts.
You know,
like,
that people can tap into.
if an event happens more than once, that's like, okay, that's no longer coincidence.
Well, once is a fluke, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern.
Yeah, and this is just like, man, I'm gonna have to go home and really think some stuff over.
So then it was my turn.
We'll actually do a different pattern for your reading, just so that it's kind of like different. You're not expecting the same layout. You're not expecting the same kind
Sneaky.
of like,
I like
you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Right. So this first card is like our jumping off point. Kind of everything fans out around it, and then this is like just pinpoint where we're at right now. All right. So you pulled 9 of Wands, and it had the moon on it, right? Well, this is 9
Bro.
of Cups. Also has the moon on it. So
What is
getting some kind of crazy connection. 9 of Cups. This is a very beneficial, joyous card. This is called fulfillment of wishes. This is dreams come true.
This was a really good card to start on because like there's a lot going on. Like I've got a lot of dreams come true. I just got married. I'm an Insta dad. I've got a baby on the way. We started our vlog. It's a pretty good way to start this little reading off.
It's a great jumping off point. So this next card goes here, and they call this what blocks you. But I think of this as like, it's like what we're working through. Like normally, like these things might be synced up in the same wavelength, but right now they're kind of just on different wavelengths, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, this is where we're at here, and this is what we're working through. Cool. All right, so Temperance. This is one of our major arcana. So again, the 4 lesser arcana, cups, swords, wands, and pentacles, these are going to be our more specific moments or situations. And our major arcana I think of as like a tapestry, you know what I mean? Like it's woven in kind of like to the whole big picture. So Temperance is the idea of balance or zen, or you know what I mean, like harmony. We're keeping stuff on an even keel or even flow. So what we have here visually is we have blue heron, which represents self-reflection. So basically any of the answers that we're looking for within this moment of now kind of moving forward is going to come from within. So that's what Temperance is about. It's this idea that we have to spend energy to kind of keep the balance in place. Let's go. Let's get these dreams. We're going to get it. Like it's very active in terms of what this is. And kind of in the same way of what we were talking about with the 4 of Swords, the idea of Temperance is like, whoa, 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 whoa. Are you really enjoying that moment? Are you really like living in that moment? Are we throwing ourselves off balance to stay in this moment? You know what I mean? Like, so it's this idea of like, we're like, dreams, fill up my cup, let's make it happen, da 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 da. And Temperance is like, okay, is this sustainable? Is this reality? Is this like, you know what I mean? Like, are we always going to be living in this realm of only succeeding? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So there's this kind of push and pull.
So that next card he pulls is totally talking about like the energy it's taking to balance all these things. You know, I'm trying to balance my actual full-time job, doing YouTube, doing my vlog with my wife and family, trying to get my clothing line started, like all kinds of different things I'm trying to balance all at once. So it makes sense that there's a lot of energy pushing and pulling in different directions.
This next card is, they call it the goal, aspiration, or fate. That is the most befitting future that can arise from this current situation.
Oh!
For me, I tend to think of this as like a projection. Like you're at the crossroads, you're looking down the road, and it looks like this is the road ahead of you. Daughter of Pentacles. So Pentacles is going to be our earth element. Again, this is our practical matters. And this has to do with the idea of developing skills, developing knowledge. We're going to learn stuff so that later we have the basics covered. Pentacles family is shown in this deck as deer, which deer is all about gentleness. So these people would rather be like behind the scenes, kind of taking care of stuff without anybody kind of looking at them, rather than like out on stage. They don't want to be in the spotlight, you know what I mean?
I think that last card was a little bit more about my wife Shaylee, because I like the spotlight. The next card I think was a little bit more about me.
So this next card goes over here. This is what has happened in the past. This is like the historical basis that has led us to the current situation right now.
I don't even understand what is happening right now.
So Son of Wands relates to our Knight of Wands in the traditional tarot. We're gonna go on a journey or a quest. So this could be like literally a change of residence. Like I'm gonna move here and I'm gonna move somewhere else, or like I get promoted. So in the past there was this quest or this level up or this like moment of suddenly being in new territory. You know what I mean? Breaching ground. Breaching mode. And in this deck they talk about Snake's family is all about charisma, and specifically Son of Wands is all about like charisma and charm, and kind of the idea that the wand here is like activating. So it's this thing of like we get the stars in the eyes.
I mean, the thing I think that could be relating to is I did just change my job location, which means I'm not spending hours in the car anymore, which is really nice, and so definitely gives me a level up in charisma for sure.
Alright, so this next one goes up top, and this is what crowned you, or what has most recently happened to lead to this current situation. I think of this card as like the catalyst that made us aware of the split between these two energies. Cool, and this is the 6 of Swords. So Swords is going to be our air element, which is mental energy, communication, ideas, talking. So the swords are out here, and there's like the rainstorm pouring down, and it's the sense of if we get out of the rain, if we change our physical location, then our mental energy is going to level up.
This is where it's starting to get real deep. But ultimately, I think it kind of goes back to that changing in locations of my job. It just kind of helped renew things and get me out of kind of a burnt out stage and kind of free from the rain again.
All right, so this next one goes here. This is the situation as it's developing and will continue in the coming months. So this is kind of like the road as it lies ahead of you. So Son of Cups,
reaction.
So
Wow.
calm.
Well, it's because it's all this son and daughter. It's like all this beginning phase. We're at the beginning. We've got the swan kind of gliding, and on the surface, those emotions are just like, you know what I mean? Like, but we just see him glide. We just see him glide, and then what we have here, the kind of the dark light. It's not you know. It's not the bright, shiny light. Like Son of Cups is driven to action by like, oh, just so much feelings. You know what I mean? So it's this whole idea of like, this like churning kind of chaotic feelings that like then propel to action. Like we can do anything because of the like the force. This next card is the Self card. This is your place within the current situation over here.
Oh man. That doesn't look good.
That's actually really cool.
It's cool?
Yeah, good job. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of our like sage or teacher. This is our like wise man. So this is you. You're doing it.
Dope! I'm wise, guys!
So
You've got the beard.
I know!
so when you're here, it's up to you within this moment to be the teacher. Kaka. Listen up to that moment, listen up to this moment. You know what I mean? Like, so the wisdom when Hierophant comes up is to be on the lookout for a teacher. You're keeping a watch on what's happening, but also for you, keep an eye out for that teacher to come and help you get that knowledge and that level up. So if we're open, like whoever is the teacher, it could be somebody that cut you off in traffic. You know what I mean? Then you're like, and you have this epiphany and you go, oh, well now I have this, you know, major lesson I just learned about life. I'm gonna not speed, or you know what I mean? Like whatever is the moment, like, but being on the lookout for that teaching moment. This is our emotions card. This is the effect of your emotions on the situation at large.
It's all black. It's a rat. Oh, look at his face.
All right, so now I got some,
gosh.
now I got some, this is like a truth bomb to drop on you. Right there.
No! Okay.
Okay, Four of Cups is this, like again, anything that's a 4 is gonna be our kind of withdrawal or a retreat or kind of a meditation. We're gonna go inward. We're gonna get, you know, some new perspectives. He's like so zeroed in. He's so like looking, and he's like, I gotta figure this thing out. I gotta,
Too narrow. He's narrow.
So he's getting
can't see anything
frustrated.
else.
He's getting aggravated. He's like, oh, I can't solve this thing. And so traditionally, there's this hand coming out of a cloud. It's like right next to his head, giving him the 4th cup, giving him the answer. But he's like so like zeroed in, looking at this, that he's not seeing it, even though it's like right in front of him over here. If we just kind of take our eyes up and take in a different perspective, we're gonna download different information. We're gonna go to a different drinking fountain. We're gonna stop trying to fill our cups at the same place where they're not getting filled up. Does this all making sense? So in this card, in this deck, this card is called Greed and Discontent. This card is forgetting the people that have helped us to get where we are. So I'm gonna say that it is important to, if we're gonna,
Oh, you freaking kidding me, bro?
deal with these emotions that we don't, we're gonna, you know what I mean? It's gonna come from a place of gratitude, and it's gonna come from a place of celebration, and we're gonna like lift up the people around us, because this moment is,
Oh my gosh.
oh, it's this problem, and I'm looking, oh, it's this thing, and it's that, and they're bugging me, or whatever. You know what I mean? So how are we gonna let these emotions flow? Are they gonna flow from gratitude, or are we gonna like allow them to flow from this place of like, that's mine, you're not doing that right. Ooh, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, there you go.
So at this point, I'm trying to figure out what the problem is that I'm trying to figure out, because I don't know. Maybe I'm too focused on thinking that there's a problem and I don't see that there's an actual problem. Now that I think, oh, we got the dark card out of the way, the next one's gonna lighten it up, he goes and pulls the worst one in the whole deck. The Tower.
The Tower. This is actually our scary card. This is actually.
Dude, you got lightning in both spots?
I do.
But it means different things. It seems like a catastrophe. You know what I mean? Like in this visual, we have the tree growing up. You know, it took 100 years to grow this redwood, and in 1 minute, it all seems like it's falling apart. It is a fear. It's the fear that this is all going to fall apart. This whole structure that we have kind of built our life up around is going to like disassemble. Okay, so when the tower happens, you know, it's scary, it's the worst. The opportunity within the tower is now we can remodel. The West Wing wasn't working before, now we can rebuild it up the way, now it's gone, and we can rebuild it up the way that we want it to be. This is the fear. We're going, what if it falls? What if it falls? What if it falls? This isn't saying that it is going to fall. You know what I mean? This is just the fear. However, but along with this card, these two cards kind of give me an idea of how you are like responding or reacting to things. Even though we are operating with this kind of intense fear over here that it might fall down, we're still doing constructive steps, little steps along the way in real time, real life to keep building. For me, the tower comes up when we have outgrown the structures that we have built our lives by. This comes tumbling down when it's time for the tree is, out of the stump, that tree is gonna grow even bigger and crazier.
So at this point, I'm like, the heck, dude, what does this mean? We got 8 cups, they're all full. Which one of them's gonna spill over? But then he did ease my mind a bit and he let me know that's not the final destination. That's what I fear could happen. So he pulls the last card and it's the Son of Swords, which at this point I kind of noticed something funky about the whole layout here. So you got the daughter card first and then there's 3 sons, okay? Shaylee once was told by a psychic that she was gonna have 4 kids, 1 daughter, and 3 sons. I'm just saying, crazy coincidence. I don't know what's going on here.
So in the traditional tarot, this is gonna be kind of like our bull in the china closet. Like he's gonna kind of go and like, he's often shown being like in action. Like he's either like raising up his sword or he's like, he's the most active of the night. So he's like on this quest, he's doing these far journeys. He's doing this for love. He's like, everything get out of my way. I'm just gonna tear it down. Yeah, so what you're gonna be moving into is a mode where you're gonna have to like be on, like we're doing this, like decisive, like doing this, we'll pick up the pieces later. We're doing this, pick up the pieces later. But ultimately, it's whatever this quest is, this heart level quest. We gotta do it, we gotta go. And like make it happen, make it go. There's not gonna be time to kind of like react or make up a plan or, you know what I mean? It's like, stuff is happening, do this, stuff is happening, do that. Like it's very decisive energy.
It was so much easier when he was doing yours.
I know. Yours is very obscure.
He called it a bull in a china shop. Honestly, I feel like that describes me more than anything else. At least that's what my mom calls me. But yeah, there's just a lot going on and I'm trying to piece it all together.
It's too much, man. Too much for one afternoon.
Right?
I'm gonna have to go home and sleep it off.
Yeah.
I need to like let my brain restart.
I will say I thought yours was a lot easier to follow.
Yeah?
Like even for all of us there, like all of us saw it, we're like, yeah, Then when it got to mine, like it was a little more scattered. And it's kind of like I was reaching and trying to find like different places where it fit in and stuff. So it was kind of more broad or deep.
We went there with one question in mind. And that was, what is 2019 going to look like? I feel like I got a lot of 2018. And so that makes me think of one thing. And that one thing is that you will get out of the cards what you are looking for. I'm still skeptical, but I do think that you can learn a lot about yourself from doing practices like this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you'll just find what you're looking for.
That's some wisdom right there. Maybe you're the crow. No, straight up though, I think that's pretty cool. Like ultimately, like tarot card reading, again, like I said, I'm a religious person, so I don't put much belief in it. I just think it's fun. And I kind of like what you said, like in any situation, if you try to get good from it, it can bring you good. It does make you think deeper about yourself.
Yeah, which I liked. I haven't done that
It was pretty dope.
in years.
You don't think deeply?
Not anymore, no.
I loved it. I hope you guys did. Let us know with that thumbs up.
If you're intrigued by Will, check him out down in the description. We'll provide a link to his blog and also ways you can contact him if you want to get your cards read. And hit that subscribe to join this tribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
You've prepped, man. Jump off. Take time for yourself. Yeah, I have not done that at all in last. Just know that you're ready. You're prepared. You can do anything when it comes time. Okay, you got a child. You're juggling life and work. Don't get into any crazy arguments, but if you do, just wait a bit. It'll be good. Okay, guys. Stay tranquil. Keep your house a home for all those around, especially your cupbearer. She's got your back. I don't need any other than that. Can you? I got this, man.